everyone, I welcome you to my channel and this is my very first book review. So recently I am hearing a lot about this particular book called Quicksilver. This is actually written by Callie Hart and it is one of the popular book right now trending in booktube. So after a lot of thought, I thought of picking this book up and here I am. Okay, so when I started to read this book, before that I only saw recommendation in the sense it's like if you have read some books which actually I have read, you should read this one. So I did not know the plot, I did not know what it is about, only few factors that it involves something fey magic, it part of fantasy, and it's little spicy. So I was craving for fantasy and spicy, that kind of book. So I picked this up I really like and enjoy this book. And so without wasting our time, let's start the review. So this book is about a girl called Cirrus, okay, and she belongs to this particular world or realm where there is an evil queen called Madra. Now this Madra, she is like 1,000 years old, or she is ruling that, and she is very evil. She is very she tortures, she like to all the civilians in her country. So and she has divided different kind of people. So in her rule, what happened, the poor become more poor and the rich become more richer. So there is definitely a division between the caste and every. Story actually starts when this Madra, Queen Madra, actually Cirrus steals something from Madra, and her guards and Madra captures her, and Madra actually sentences her to death. Now during that death, when she was sentenced to death, during that time nobody knew that she has this ability which is like she can manipulate mental, and without knowing, accidentally she kind of active all the Quicksilver metal. Now this Quicksilver metal interestingly happens to connect different world, like it can create portals and something like that. So when she activates this Quicksilver portal during her death sentence, a particular very strong Mayfell Kingfisher walks into her realm, and he saves her, and then he carries him into his realm. So this particular story is not actually related to one realm, it connects different realm. Like if you can understand, it's like multiverse, like multi-realm kind of things. So when he drags her to this particular, on his realm, Kingfisher's realm, there she learns that there are fae that still exist, which in her realm she knew they were like in mythical creature. It was only existing in stories, or maybe thousands and thousands of years ago they existed, but now it's just in story or mythical creature they are. But in that particular realm, she got to know that it's there is a totally realm dedicated to them. It has mystical creature, it has magic, and when she woke up into that particular realm. Now in this realm, she was an orphan, so she took this kind of role, motherly role for her brother. She needs to look after, and when she found herself in that particular different realm, now she needs to save her brother, she needs to look after her brother, her friends and everything. So she wants to go back to her realm, and in a part of prophecy, and she is actually a special someone in her in that particular realm. So she makes some friends there. One of them is also her captor or kingfisher, and then she tries to solve those like try to find out a different history, that how to resolve that particular task. The task is nothing but to activate the Quicksilver again, basically, and she doesn't know how she has activated previously, because it was out of accident. So she wanted to know how she can do it. So in between that, she tries to solve, then she to go back to her brother to save her brother. She also cracks a deal also with this kingfisher guy as well. So in that, in those chaos, he learns a lot of things, get the hang of this particular system, what is happening. And though, so the story continues from that. So it's a very good kind of plot. The world building is very good. Now let's talk about what I like and what I do not like about the book. So let's start with what I like about this book. Okay, so in this particular book, what I found that the Ceres is 24 or 25 years old. Now, when you are a magical, special someone, in general, in all the fantasy book, generally I read, it's the female characters, they are either 25 or 20, 18, 19, and I kind of happen to come into this term that in this particular age they can do stuff. But in my head, it always very unrelatable that how can a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old can make this decision. They fall in love, they save the world, they took this mature decision, they also become a mother of a child or something like that, these kind of stuff. But when you put a character who is like 25, so I found this character, her emotion quotient, how she's dealing with everything is very age appropriate. So it's, you can quickly relate with her. Now the other aspect of this particular world, when you are talking about the world building, the world building is very beautiful. So when you see this particular world building, you will see there are a lot of questions she asks about this particular world, and then she gets the reply. And of course, these are the very same question when you go through this book, you also have in your mind as well. So of course, those are answered beautifully, because many of times I've seen authors, they keep it, we don't particularly care, or they keep it mystery, or they somehow just ignore all those things. But sometimes you just have those questions. Third thing that I like about this book is the writing. I like the writing. This book has something over 600 pages. Okay, so it's the story is not rushed, it is not even that slow. Okay, so it runs into a very beautiful pace. Okay, so and I think this is also needed. Even when you pick up the book, you read the first two chapters or first few chapters also, you do not get bored, you instantly get hooked, or you instantly get intrigued basically when you start reading this book. Another thing I like about this particular book and everything is like, this is supposed to be a series, but you can read it as a standalone itself as well. Like you can the ending is good, like you can keep it as it is, and just forget whatever happens and imagine your like ending, that this is how it might went after this, something like that. So this is the first book of the series, so I don't know, I will be definitely reading the other book of the series when it will come out, yes, of course. But if I want to, I can keep it as a standalone. This is actually my thought, my review that I can share with you. Now let's talk about the characters, what I like about, because the banter between the characters are very good. Okay, so it's about Kingfisher and Ceres, and when they talk with each other, it's very, she's very witty, she answers him, you know, like she Kingfisher, he has a very bad mouth, okay, but she is also similar to him, so somehow she gets him, and she can, put him into his place as well. Then let's talk about the dynamics of this character. Like I said, this story is not rushed, so you would see her making decisions based on some information, right? So or her situation. So if she make somebody a friend, so it's not like pushed or rushed. She make this person friend given her circumstances and given her situation and what she needs to do, okay. So, and the characters are also, there are different sort of characters, and some are likable, some are not, but you will definitely find it very good. Apart from this, I also like another character, that is Carrion. I really like him. So I thought initially that when I picked, I knew that Kingfisher, it's a spoiler by the way, so you can skip it. So Kingfisher will be the love interest of Ceres, but initially I thought it could be a triangle kind of thing. So Carrion might be the love interest in the beginning, Kingfisher, like how things are, but it's not like that. It's very put together. The story is very put together. It's not childish banter, it's not childish romance. It's, you will definitely like it. Yes, of course, I understand at the end of the story, I do feel like that there are some things that that is very obvious. It is important to build up this story as well. And if it's in series, I think you have read too much book, and I have read too much book similar to this. That's why it's obvious to me. Maybe someone who is very new to this fantasy or this kind of genre, to them it is very necessary. So if you think like this, I think you're good with that. And last thing I like, one thing, that is the friendship, about how like Kingfisher has some friends, loyal friends, companions, okay. So they do not lose hope for him. How there is more to a character than what you see in it. There is actually a reason for them to be loyal. Let's talk about what I do not like about this book. So a lot of information that I needed to understand what is going on in the villain side of story, like the true villains, and how the history of this particular world. I think that is not shared, and but I am hoping that would be coming along with the new series, so I would understand that. Another thing I do not understand, that we get some glimpse of how Ceres's particular ability works, okay. So I understand that is understandable how it works and everything, but that is a part of her ability. She has lot of potential. So there is no history, or there is no sign, like in many cases you would see in the very beginning of the series, there is maybe Easter egg or any hidden prophecies that would lead you into the true potential of this particular character, so you would know that you keep up your hopes that she would do. So her potential right now is totally mystery. And then at the end of the series, how events took place, it changes a lot of stuff. So for the second series, I just don't know what to expect and how to expect, apart from basic theatrics. So that's that about the characters I like. So of course, when I talk about the characters, I like Ceres. I think she is the hype about this girl is correct when we talk about her. So I think the hype is exactly correct. So she needs it, deserve this kind of hype she's getting for all the readers. Then Fisher, Kingfisher or Fisher. I understand why people like this character. Okay, so we all love this morally gray correct character who is like a cinnamon roll from the inside and has a very bad temperamental issue or a very bad mouth, and is a clever, cunning, hot, everything. Like, he is basically a package. So definitely Kingfisher is one of the book boyfriend material. So I get that hype. I love this character about this Fisher, and I just don't know if she doesn't end up with Fisher, or when the series continue, if he dies or anything. I am not going to continue or with the series, or I would be very heartbroken with this. But I love Fisher. Fisher is one of the perks I read because I continued with this story. Yeah, I just love it. Character I love is Carrion. Okay, so he is like a very fluffy, beautiful character. He's insane. He doesn't care what is happening. He is like beautiful. I find a very relatable example. If you have ever read Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, if you find Fenris, I find very Fenris energy from Carrion, which is good. So I would like to see more about him, his life, and maybe a love interest for Carrion, or at least something like more Carrion I would like to see. I just love him. So Fisher is like a very like beautiful goal, but if you personally ask me, I would definitely go for Carrion, and I can see why in that particular realm people instantly fall for his charm. So yeah, Carrion is one of the favorite character from that particular book as well. Last, the particular character, it's not exactly a character, but it is actually a fox. So she has a fox, pet fox. Would really like to see in future if Onyx evolves something special part in this particular series, where maybe Onyx possess any power to save her or gift anything, something like that. Anything would be it would be good, even though it didn't, if the author decides that she would not give any special power to Onyx, I still would like to see more Onyx, and that he's like beautiful, fluffy, that cinnamon roll creature. So I just love it. Now let's rate this particular book. So if you ask me to rate on this writing of this book, on the 10, I would give it to 9. I like the writing. That let's rate it on a spicy level. Okay, so in the spicy level, I have read spicy stuff, so it's definitely 9 out of 10 in the spicy. It's very hot. Now let's talk about the world building. So in the world building, I would rate it definitely 8 out of 10 because the world building is good. But or romantasy, spicy book, I would definitely rate this a solid 9 out of 10. And I would recommend everyone to pick this book and just give it a try. You would not get disappointed. Definitely not. Even if you are a fantasy girly, if you are a romantasy girly, if you are, or you love in general reading good reading books or something, just try it. It's very refreshing. So lastly, do I recommend this book? Of course I recommend this book. And do I regret? Of course not. I love this book, and I would definitely read more series which would be coming along. So yeah, so that was my review about Quicksilver. Let me know if you want to review if you want me to review different books I have already read. So I promise more reviews will be coming down to my channel. So stay tuned. I love you all. Bye.